Oh, we might have to move.
We might get hit by a trash truck as this episode begins. But being consistent, because if it's a long game, it will reward you. Right now, I have my wife, and I go like, I don't know if I'm making it. Like, what am I even doing? She's like, just keep at it. I'm like, okay.
Goes back to his office.
Right.
Welcome in.
What is going on?
Bro, how's it going?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
It's always good to see Brian Ramirez.
How you been?
Man, it's been good. It's been pretty busy. I feel like the first part of my year was actually a little bit slow, and I'm like now ramping up to go into the busy time of year. So
Right.
I'm glad we could get
Glad
this
we
in.
could get this in. I'm
know.
glad that I was able to get into your busy schedule. You know.
I'm happy to fit you in anywhere.
I'm
anytime.
sure like anytime. I'm sure like this year I'll like be like, yo, Lucas, you want to meet up? And you'll be like, no, I'm halfway across the world.
I mean, I'll be a few places this year. No, I felt kind of obligated. I feel like I didn't have a choice to do this because, you were on my podcast. So I was like, well, I'll be on his. No, I'm honored to be here. I think this is pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. So welcome to the Redwood Podcast. We're on episode 2.
Yeah.
So if you didn't watch the first episode, go watch it. We survived. It wasn't our last episode.
Yeah, you guys didn't crash. I was afraid that you guys were going to crash for a little bit. Oh, there's a trash truck coming.
Oh, great. Oh, we might have to move.
We might get hit by a trash truck as this episode begins. Yeah, I'm honored to be episode 2, though. You had Tyler can't even say his name. Tyler Vandervoort before. And, it was kind of mid, but it was okay. It was all right. No, he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah. No, he's great. So yeah, welcome back to the podcast. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. So, dude, you've been doing this for quite some time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to slowly feel like an old guy. I'm young at heart, but yeah, I think 2026 makes 12 years.
Oh, wow.
That I've been like pursuing the video side of stuff, I guess.
And so like in that time frame, I'm sure you've had your fair shares of like ups and downs, just going through this process of being a creative, and a videographer and filmmaker. You've been able to work on some like really great projects. You were on set of Overcomer?
Yeah, Overcomer with the Kendrick Brothers in 2018.
Yeah.
Came out in 2019. Yeah, it's been a wild 12 years. I mean, it's stuff that I've been able to work on that I could never have ever dreamed. And it's unreal to me, the opportunities the Lord opens up.
Yeah.
And, but again, it's, I thought I knew what I was going to be doing 12 years ago, and what I'm doing now is not what I thought I was going to be doing then. But I love what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been pretty neat, some of the stuff that we've been able to work on.
And so now you've with that too, you've built this video business, been able to travel around the world, just a lot of great things. And you're also just in that process of building a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
And I just want to get your thoughts. Maybe there's a creative out there that's just starting off, or there's a creative that's been in it for a little bit, and this can be helpful for them too. But I feel like there are creatives that kind of get to that point where they're gonna make it, and then they stop.
Yeah.
And I feel like some creatives just finish too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's start here. Like, why do you think most creatives quit before they ever get good?
Man, that's a great question, and I think it's definitely something a lot of people struggle with. I think that ultimately it comes to a resolve. Like, people have to get to a point where they want it bad enough that they'll put in the time for it.
Yeah.
And it's not like, people quit that they're just failures. But I do hate seeing when I have had plenty of creators and young people that want to do a video business or YouTube or whatever, talk to me about it, and they'll jump into it and they'll kind of hustle for a little while, and then like all of a sudden I'll see on Facebook they're like, you know, working a job somewhere, and it very clearly looks to me like they're just, you know, putting that on the back burner.
Yeah.
And hey, if that's what they feel like they're supposed to do, I guess that's fine. But I think a lot of times people fall short of their potential, and it's hard. Like I totally get it. Like there's been plenty of times where I'm like, man, I need to just quit and work at McDonald's. Like at least it's a reliable income, it's a reliable job.
Yeah.
And I know what to expect. Though working at McDonald's sounds awful, but
yeah.
I think that for me, it was just something that I kind of decided when I basically left home in 2014. I was 19, and I moved to Tennessee to work out of Nashville in the film industry. And the Lord had kind of blown open some doors for me to work in that field. And so at that point, at that era, I thought I was going to be like making movies. Like I thought I was going into the film industry, and that's what I was doing. And I did that for a couple years.
Yeah.
And it was good, but I just had this resolve of like, this is what I'm going to do. Like I'm not going to get to a point in my life and just be like, man, wish I'd kept going. Wish I'd, you know, just followed it through to see what would happen. And so I think for anybody in the content creation realm, whether it's a video production business or YouTube, is you have to get to a point mentally where you're just doing this. Like there's no, like, just like you'll get up and brush your teeth or you'll eat breakfast, like you're going to do this. There's just no excuses.
Yeah.
And obviously that can evolve. And I think what's important for people to learn is that you have to be adaptive. Like there may be some things you do in your video business or with the content you create that just doesn't work or resonate with how you create content. Like when I was getting started, I was like, man, I got to do weddings. Like this is just what you do. You got to do weddings. And I just got into it. I was like, I don't like doing weddings. It stresses me out. Like I can do them. I know how to do them. I've done them before. But I just learned that's just not really my cup of tea necessarily. I'll do it for friends and family and stuff like that.
Because you're gonna shoot my wedding, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. I basically, you know, everybody else's I won't shoot except yours.
Yes, let's go.
That will not be stressing me out. And so, you know, that was for me kind of a pivot point of like, you know what? It's probably not worth me putting my energy into that because I'm not really passionate about it. It's just not something that resonates with me, and it feels like work. And so, you know, I began to learn, well, there's other things I can do. There's, you know, documentary style work. There's obviously like promotional work for businesses and different things like that. And so being able to be adaptive is really important, because if not, you'll just keep pushing yourself in something that you're going to burn out in or just lose interest in. And then you are going to want to quit. And so, you know, for me, when I started out, film industry, that's what I was going to do. I was like, this is where I'm going. Opportunities were opening up. Working on different film sets and projects in Nashville and commercials and all this kind of stuff. Not as like a camera operator, but just production assistant. I was a second assistant cameraman for a film. So it was just different stuff. But after a while, I loved doing it. But I realized, you know what, I really like doing my own thing. I like having my own business. Kind of creating what I want to create. And so that's where I was like, you know what, either I'm going to continue to pursue the film industry because that's maybe what I thought I was supposed to do, or I'm going to pivot and lean into like a personal video production business. So I think people just can't look at it as like this hard route that they have to take. It's one way only. Be adaptive, and but then, you know, be willing to just commit to it and say, this is what I'm doing for at least 5 years. And in 5 years, if I'm not succeeding, then sure, maybe we can reconsider.
Because I think a lot of times, and you know, because I'm still very, you know, early on in this kind of trying to grow this, you know, video business, and you know, now with the podcast, you know, trying to get that started too, and because I think one of the biggest things too is just like knowing where that income is coming from. And if you solely rely on this early in the early stages, then I can see like why a lot of people quit there, because it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
we all need money. You know, we all need to survive. And
Yeah.
I think that's like, you know, it's if you're not getting that constant flow of, you know, projects, you know, then your money runs out, and then it's like, you know, what do you do next? And I think a lot of people fall back into. So, and I know not everybody has that, you know, opportunity to like have income on the side to kind of, you know, help you while you're growing this, to help you like, you know, put more time into it. But if you do have that opportunity, I think that's really great, because I think that can really help you a lot, because that way you're having that income coming in, to, you know, so you can survive, and also being able to put some time into growing this business. Because the thing too is like, it's not like, you know, today I go on YouTube, I say I'm starting a YouTube channel, and tomorrow I have 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the reality of it. Is just that
way.
it's, I mean, like anything in the creative space, I feel like it's just brutal. Like, I feel like, social media is just so brutal now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you go on there and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna post a reel, and it gets like 100 views and 10 likes, you know?
Yeah.
And then like you've got people that like will post a reel, and it's like getting like 100,000 views.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and just so many shares and so many likes, and it's like, and a lot of it too is like, sometimes I'll like post a reel, and I'll film it on like my camera, and I'll make sure everything is good. I'll color grade it, and then it like just doesn't do very good. And then like, you know, you'll see a reel that's like filmed on like an iPhone, and it just blows up.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm like, man, I'm like, social media is just brutal, you know?
Overthinking everything.
But the thing too is just you know, staying consistent, I think, is the biggest thing. And really just like, you know, you're in it for the long run. You know, it's like you're playing that long game. You're not looking for overnight results. It's just like putting in those reps in, and just seeing it like grow, you know?
Yeah, I think you kind of touched on like the finances end of it, like as far as retainer income or that monthly income of some kind, predictable income.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of people should prioritize when they're getting started. It's finding even a few or one or two clients.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but if you can find a couple clients that you can kind of land into a retainer basis, that is gonna like unlock the door for you to understand how this can be like livable income. And move off of the one-off projects. Because for me, when I got onto the retainer basis with some different clients, I was like, whoa, okay, wait a second, this actually is something I can live off of. This is actually what's going to allow me to build my business, have opportunity and time to work on other things, because I know I have some of these retainer clients that are, you know, paying my bills essentially. And so it's kind of a mindset. It's how you approach the business and how you look to land clients, and even how you have conversations with clients, because clients don't always think about having like retainer work. They'd be new to them. But if you say, hey, I would love to kind of keep an ongoing basis of work for you. Let's build your brand, your ministry, your business. And if we kind of have this ongoing basis of content, you're going to get in front of more people's eyes. When you explain it to them in such a way like that, they're like, that actually makes a lot of sense. And then a lot of times, you know, they're usually happy to figure something out. And if you do that with a few different clients, before you know it, you'll have enough to, you know, pay your rent and you know, have enough money for gear and things like that. So that is a really big kind of mindset shift. And then being consistent. A lot of times when you see guys that have successful businesses, guys and girls that have successful businesses, and reels that do well, like, they have been putting in a lot of time in the background. Some people do just like pop off super fast, and that's that can be annoying. I get that. I relate to that for sure. It's like, well, I'm doing the work. What am I doing wrong? And so that's kind of a rabbit trail, I guess, a little bit. But being consistent, because if it's a long game, it will reward you. If you're just being smart, trying to be in tune to what works, it will reward you over time.
So one segment we have here on the podcast is we're building the Ride Over playlist. So like, you tell me, what's like one song that you just kind of blast like on your way to a shoot?
Oh man. I wondered if you were going to ask that, so I've been trying to figure out what that song is. It's so hard for me to decide that because there's like a lot of songs that I listen to that I would like use to amp myself up. So like in the last couple of years, I've kind of gotten into like the what would be like alternative, like hype hip hop type music.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of the stuff you'd see like in an NFL ad or something. And so there's this one artist. His name is Vo Williams, and probably not many people have heard of him, but he has a song called Method to the Madness. And it's like this just really hype up song. It's in my workout playlist, but I'll also like crank it when I'm going to like a shoot or something. Yeah. Just to get myself psyched out of my mind.
That's good. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta have that song that just like gets you just pumped, you know?
Oh, 100%.
Especially like once like busy season comes. Like for me, like weddings, it's like if I have a wedding back to back, it's like the next day I wake up and I'm just like not feeling it, you know? So I gotta get something to play and to just get me in the hype mood.
Oh,
so that when I get to the wedding, we're doing good. You know?
You get out of the car and you're just like ready to go, ready to roll. And even after a shoot, I'll like listen to the playlist again. Like I don't know, I don't know how it's for you, but for me, I'll have like that adrenaline that just is pumping still sometimes. And I'll just still like crank it because I'm just like, let's go, we did it.
Yeah,
like, we survived.
Or sometimes it's just like, bro, I don't even want to listen to anything.
That
the
is
shoot
true.
went terrible.
I've had shoots that have gone well, but I'm like so overstimulated that I just get in the car and I'm like quietly driving home, which is so different how I'm driving to the shoot, which is music blaring and then cut to me driving home and it's just like in silence.
You're just like
trying not to fall asleep.
You know. No, that's great. So yeah, kind of like going back because I liked what you were you have a lot of good stuff, and I think when I was kind of like thinking about what we could talk about today, I thought that this was a good topic for you because it's like you've been in it for a while, you've had great success, like you've been able to, you've just been able to have a lot of great experiences, and I think like for to someone that may be new to the space, listening, this could be helpful for them or somebody that's still in that process of building. I think this is really helpful for them. So on the flip side, what do you think like makes someone get good?
Are you thinking like video production business side or YouTube or just kind of
all around? Like what are some tips that you would give to someone? If I came and I asked you, said, hey, I'm building this, what are some tips you would give me to get good and to kind of propel me to build that space?
I would say just start shooting. I mean, it's cliche stuff that you'll hear other people say, but it is true. And it's what worked for me, was just start making videos. They don't have to be like the best of the best. Obviously do your best. But just start creating content. Create videos with your friends. Find subject. People think they have to have like a paid shoot to make something, and you really don't. Like you could say, hey, I'm gonna make like a little vignette of my grandparents, like talking about their life, or maybe your friend or your buddy has a cool job, and you're like, hey, could I just do like this little like mini doc, a 10-minute video on what you do, and like we'll just make it, see what happens, but use it as like practice. And so creating stuff that you already have your connections to is really key, and people don't take advantage of that kind of stuff because a lot of people think that either they have boring lives or whatever, but you can think of something. You could make a documentary on your town, like okay, I have a July 4th parade coming up in my town. I'm gonna like film it and try to make it look really cool. Maybe it can be a 2-minute video. But just look for opportunities to just practice. And then
I think that's important. Like getting those reps in.
Oh yeah.
Because I think like it's like at first it's like you may do it for free, may not, or little pay, but it's like you're getting that practice in. And then like that way when the time comes that you get a paid shoot, you already have that experience. Because I think like the biggest thing is just like practice like with like lighting, like audio, just different like angles and stuff like that. Because then when you get to a shoot, then it's not like, oh shoot, like what do I do? It's like, okay, I know what I've had practice, and we just implement that practice into this. So I think that's very important, just getting those reps in.
Yeah, getting reps in, and then post it. Like, you got to get it in front of people's eyes. They have to know that you're doing that, and that's what I did back in like the early days. Sounds like so old-fashioned, but my brother and a good friend of mine and myself, we had made these like stupid videos. Julian Smith, who's like, you know, big YouTuber, like 15 years ago or more, was like a huge inspiration for me. And so my brother and I, we were just like, let's make these dumb videos. Like, we're going to be like Julian Smith. And it was far from being Julian Smith. But we had fun regardless. And it was enough that it kind of helped me learn that I liked making videos.
Yeah.
And we were just posting it. Well, then, you know, some people started seeing that I was posting about making videos and you know, photography. And that's kind of how I got my first, like, paid job.
Yeah.
And which was actually just video editing. I wasn't even shooting, but they paid me to edit some of their videos. And I was like, wait a second, like, I can make money doing this? Like, this is crazy. And it was just because I was posting what I was already doing. Even though it was horrible quality, it was enough that they saw that I could do something and they had a need.
Yeah.
And so they hired me for it.
Yeah.
And so I think, if people are getting started out, get those reps in, post it, and just keep doing that. You'll get better, and people will see that you're getting better.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you know, if you just stay consistent with it, some people are going to hire you for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think, and it's crazy too, because like you started back when like, back when like the dinosaurs roamed.
Basically.
No, but like you started like back when like, because was YouTube a thing
Yeah,
at that time?
Yeah, it was like definitely different. I mean, like when I was kind of like getting into things, I mean, YouTube was still more like mainly dumb like cat videos.
Yeah, yeah.
With a few key videos or key channels that were like hugely followed.
Yeah.
But there wasn't like, they were like kind of far and few between.
Right.
But it was like slow-mo guys, Rhett and Link, oh goodness, there's another YouTuber that I used to follow that was like a huge inspiration to me, and now that I'm on like the spot trying to think about it, I can't remember his name, but
you talked about him.
Yeah. Parker Walbeck had worked with him for a while. Oh goodness, why am I can like see his logo in my head. Man, I really want to know.
We might have to look him up.
Yeah, I know. I think.
How do we look him up?
Type in like Steadicam YouTuber.
Steady.
Because he was the one that got the Steadicam concept like really popular.
Yes. Bro, this is gonna be the greatest. Like, oh yes.
I know. And it bugs me so much I can't think of his name. It's ridiculous.
It's like right there.
Let me see here.
It's like, yeah, this guy's great. We don't even know him.
Oh goodness. Devin Supertramp.
There we go.
Oh goodness.
I knew it had tramp in it.
Devin, I know. I knew it had like the letter D. Oh goodness, Devin Supertramp.
There we go.
Okay, he was like one of my idols, just about. Like as far as YouTubers, like everything he did, I just watched, and he's the one that inspired me to get like my first glide cam, and my first wide angle lens, and to get that like really dynamic movement. So yeah, when I started in 2014, as far as like when I kind of left home, even before that, when I started doing videos, so like 2012, 2013, there like Peter McKinnon wasn't a thing. Casey Neistat wasn't a thing until 2016 or 2015 when he started. And so there weren't a lot of guys doing it. There was like a few, but at that time, Devin Supertramp was like the guy on YouTube who's doing film stuff. And succeeding at it. And so, it's definitely changed so much since then.
Because I feel like now there's just so many YouTubers, but it's just so cool to like, you've been able to see kind of that space grow and kind of become what it is now. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also really what's inspired me now to really pursue YouTube for myself.
Yeah.
Just because I've grown up watching YouTube. I love YouTube. I'll watch YouTube over, like Netflix and Hulu. Like, I'll stream stuff from YouTube any day. I just love the platform and how it works.
Yeah.
And that's, kind of why I've tried to just start doing it myself and see what happens with it, which has definitely been a journey.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's I remember when you were like, when you had hit the watch hours.
Yeah.
And you were like, I think I'm gonna get going on this. And like, that was what, last year? A year and a half ago?
Well, let's see, I hit all the like watch hours and subs. I hit the subs first, actually.
Yeah.
1,000 subs. I hit that like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then but it took a long time to get the watch hours, and I finally got that like just over a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago, February, I think.
Because we were in Florida.
Yeah. I remember getting the notification that I made my first like 60 cents with AdSense through YouTube while we were on the McLaren shoot.
Yeah.
I was like in the McLaren, I think, or maybe I was with you. I don't remember. But it was around that time.
I think, actually, you know what?
I was riding with you.
We were right here.
Yeah. I was like in this seat.
You were in that seat.
And I pulled up my phone and I saw that I'd made my first like 60 cents with AdSense. That's crazy.
Dude, that's
forgot
crazy.
About that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
I am honored to have been there in that moment.
Oh man, yes, what a day. It lives on in it for me. I think I screenshot it.
When
too.
you have 100K subs, like, please remember me. You know.
You know what? We'll have another ride in this car and we'll talk about where we're at then.
Yeah. That's so awesome. Yeah, it's been so great. I know. I was just thinking. I was like, man, like, you're such an inspiration because. Like,
I don't know about that.
One, it's like I feel like you're a great mentor. Like, you always have good stuff. Like, I remember when I first met you. We were in Florida.
Yeah.
This was what, 2024, and I remember I like came into your office, and I was like, no. It was 2024. I came in because I think I texted you on Instagram if you had like an extra tripod that
you were gonna borrow something
for a shoot or something.
Yeah.
And then I remember I came into your office, and I was just thinking, like, oh my goodness, this is Lucas Wilson. Because I just, all this time, like, before that, I remember, like, I would follow you on Instagram, I'd, like, see your work, and I'm like, bro, this guy is just so good. And then, I know I said this on the last episode, but I remember when I had taken a backpacking trip, and it was right, like, kind of in that period where I had first, like, gotten my camera, and was starting to get, into it. And I remember I went on that camping trip, took some photos, and I posted them on Instagram. And I remember you commented and were like, bro, these frames are fire. And I remember just like looking at my phone, and I was just like, Lucas Wilson just commented on my post. Like, this is so great.
They were good pictures, though. I think I remember them. I think I remember those pictures. It is funny to look back and like some of those early days, those key points.
Yeah, and like, dude, we've just I feel like, you just have become a great friend, and just really, really appreciate you. And it's so cool to just kind of be there alongside you, kind of as you're, getting this, going, and I'm kind of getting this going too. It's just so cool to.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's cool I'm glad we connected, and I think as obviously you continue to grow your business and all the different things you're working on, this podcast, everything else, and obviously for me as I'm growing my YouTube channel, like, be lots more opportunities to collaborate, and which obviously you've already been helping. People have seen you on my channel a number of times already.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think like keeps you going now versus like when you started?
Man, that's a good question. Having a family, like, to be honest, like, not that that's a bad thing, but your priorities completely will shift.
Yeah.
And I still have some of the same goals, but it's way different. Like, having a wife and a daughter and hopefully more kids someday, it's just like, that's my priority. Like, that's important.
Yeah.
And so when I started getting, really when we had Eva, when we had our daughter, that became just kind of like the pivot point even more of like, man, like her livelihood rests on my shoulders.
Right.
And I don't want to be away all the time, even on video jobs. Like,
yeah,
I love having a video production business, but I've learned more and more. I just don't like being gone all the time for stuff.
Yeah.
Even if it's a movie set, like I'm not with my family. Like,
yeah,
especially right now for my daughter, she's almost 4. That is really important
Yeah.
for her to have her father around.
right,
And part of me is kind of like, why does it have to be the norm or the cool thing to be so busy that I'm not with my family?
right,
And I think that really coupled in side by side for me with trying to grow my YouTube channel
yeah,
and building a personal brand in such a way that that allows me to be home and be present and still create the stuff I want to create and just be around more.
yeah,
And so that is why, like, I'm still doing my video production business, and I love doing that. I love working with my clients, but my passions are very almost equally interested and split now with the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And building that. I mean, I treat my YouTube channel like a business.
yeah,
And trying to get that up to a point that it will, be more sustainable. It's not to that point yet.
yeah,
We just hit 4,500 subs yesterday, and we're monetized, but it's not like anything crazy. But the audience is growing and the community is growing, and so at the heart of it, though, for me, it's to be able to be with my family
Yeah.
and invest in my kids, as they would get older, and so that's kind of like I suppose like a super like kind of deep response,
Yeah.
but
No, that's good.
but it is true, and realizing how quickly time goes by. Like I turn 31 next month,
Yeah.
and that's crazy to me. And so then thinking like, okay, the last 10 years went by so fast,
yeah,
and in 10 years I'll be 40.
yeah,
And so where do I want to be in 10 years?
right,
And the idea of plateauing really scares me.
Yeah.
Just getting comfortable with where I'm doing, but then not pushing myself to continually grow.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, trying to be better and better all the time. And then my family are the two things that
Yeah.
really keep me going.
yeah. No, that's great, and and I've kind of seen it firsthand, just like hanging out where it's like your family is kind of that priority.
Mhm.
It's so cool. Like, you'll be like, hey, I'm going on a shoot, and my family gets to go with me.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because
love
it's
that.
like I feel like that's very like, it's just so neat that it's like you're building this brand, you're building this business, but it's like your family isn't left behind.
Right.
And I think that's important, and that's kind of something where it's like, which I'm not married, not dating, don't have any kids yet, but my hope is that when that phase does come, it's like I can have during this period of time
Mhm.
build something
Yes.
that will allow me to spend more
Yeah.
time with them when that time comes, because the thing is like, like it's funny because like I was in school for nursing.
Yeah.
And
I
I-
forget about that.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me now.
And I think back now, it's like I would have been graduating college this May,
Wow.
and now like thinking back, it's like the last 4 years, I've done so much. I've been able to just build so many great connections.
Mhm.
Have worked on some very like just incredible projects that I never thought that I'd be able to have been able to meet some people that I never dreamed of. And but sometimes it's like I do get that thought. I'm like, man, like if I would have stayed in school,
Right.
I would have had that job, I would have had that financial security. But then with that too, it's just like, but I've also would have been tied to that 9 to 5
Yep.
working under someone. Whereas like now it's like, okay, we have slow months, we've had slow seasons, but like, God's been good, and he's blessed, and we've been able to get through those
Mhm.
seasons and get through it. And what the goal is that like, okay, I'm grinding now so
Yeah.
that in a few years
Yep.
I'll have something built to where then I can sustain a family. I can sustain
Yeah.
my wife, sustain my kids and stuff, and spend more time with them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's something that like, in comparison to a 9 to 5 job, there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 job.
Mhm.
I feel like there's people that are for that, but it's like you build something to where you're able to just work on your own terms, and just spend more time with family.
Yeah, and I think something that I would definitely say to anybody starting out, if they're younger, is like, start today. Like, don't wait until you're like, oh well, when I'm married or when I'm older. Like, you really, the best time is start as soon as you can, because for me, you can't rewrite the past.
Yeah.
But for me, there's some areas, like whether it's especially with YouTube and even my own video business, I wish I had been more proactive earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wasn't super proactive until I was married. And not that I wasn't trying to be, but I was I was in the film industry, and I thought that's kind of what I was going to do.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, that's not what I decided I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where the Lord directs our paths, and so it is what it is, and the Lord taught me other lessons during that time.
Yeah.
But it's always my caution and I don't know what the key note that I will tell other people, young people especially, is like, start now.
Yeah.
Because it's harder. It's that much harder when you do have a family and you have kids to try to get a YouTube channel going and a business, because your time is just naturally more split. That's just how it is. And if you think you're going to have more time, or that's somehow going to be easier, it's not.
Yeah.
And that's not saying like I hate where I am right now. That's not true. I love where I am.
Yeah.
But it is more work.
Yeah.
I'm working on a lot on Saturdays. I'm working in the evenings,
Yeah.
trying to work on all these different angles. And so if you can be proactive now and just hustle and put the work in while you're still young, or at least before you're married, that is really key, because like you were saying, if you can set yourself up now in a position that when you are married and you have kids, you'll be able to provide in a way that you wouldn't have otherwise. And so for me, I'm kind of in the spot where I am married and I have almost a 4-year-old, and I'm just kind of now getting to a point with my business and other things I'm doing with like my personal brand, I guess you could say, that is bringing in income. But I wish I'd started it sooner.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But just seize the opportunity and just start making it happen.
Right. That's good. A lot of good stuff. I think, if you're listening, like, this is something that, hopefully gives you some tips. Because, like, I'm right there with you. I'm in that process of building and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's conversations like this that, like, just really kind of push you and propel you to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Because the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
There's a lot in store, and like, I feel like there's a lot of people that just like have this idea, have this passion, but one thing or another doesn't work out, and then they, finish too early, quit too early. And I think this is just like an encouragement just to like keep going.
Yeah.
Because like, it's the long game. It takes some time, but like when you get there, like, it's worth it.
People kind of get their heads in the sand a little bit or get discouraged, and I totally get it.
Yeah.
Because I can feel the same way. But it's hard when especially if you're not married and you don't have a family and it is just you. There's the benefits of that. There are times where it can feel discouraging because you kind of feel alone, and I remember that too. Right now I have my wife, and I go like, I don't know if I'm making it. I'm horrible. What am I even doing? She's like, just keep at it. I'm like, okay. So like, that is good.
Goes back to his office.
Right, go back to my office, make another YouTube video. But it's like, it is like, if people would just have the visualization, whether you're married or not, and you're hustling at building something, a business, a YouTube channel, that it's like building a building. It's just one brick at a time.
Yep.
And the first couple feet of that building, it's not very tall. And you're like, man, my back hurts. Like, is this even worth it?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're laying bricks at eye level. And now, next you need like a ladder. And now it's substantial. Now it's visually like succeeding.
Yep.
And that only happens if you just stay consistent with it.
Good.
And so that's what I still tell myself. It's what I tell other people, because it's the only way.
Yeah, that's good. So we're here at the press.
Yeah.
And what do you say we go in and grab some coffee?
Man, sounds good.
Sounds
good.
good.
I need a cup of coffee.
Dude, let's go grab some coffee. All right, so we came here to the press.
Yeah.
Great little coffee shop here. If you're in Newcastle, Indiana, definitely check them out.
Good stuff.
It's a beautiful day out. It's a little chilly.
Yeah. I actually thought I saw like snow for a second. I don't think it's that cold for it, but something came down from the sky. It's like, what?
Bird dropping.
Yeah, it probably was. Yeah, it's a nice brisk morning.
Yeah. So what'd you get?
So this is like I went out on a limb. It's like an Americano with like pistachio cold foam or something.
Okay.
I like, this is a super wild drink for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really ever like.
Not a blueberry.
No, that's
coffee.
fun. That's like normal, but apparently it's wild to a lot of people. But no, normally I'm like an iced latte, vanilla, something, whatever, But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try something different today.
Yeah. So I just got a hot salted caramel latte.
Yeah, sounds good.
Kind of basic, but I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
What do you say we do a little
Absolutely.
taste test?
Wow,
That's good.
that was really good.
Yeah.
I didn't expect anything less, but that was better than I expected.
Yeah, this is good. It's like the right like ratio of like sweetness to coffee, because I feel like sometimes you get a lot of sweetness. I think this is good.
This is like a nice, nutty, kind of smooth flavor, and that foam adds like this nice layer to the top of it. Yeah, this is good.
That looks good.
I'd recommend it for
That
sure.
looks good.
I'm glad I got it.
Good. So yeah, what a great conversation. Really appreciate you just coming on the podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
I hope that to those listening, it just kind of encourages them, gives them some tips. Because it's like just keep going, keep going.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. There were some people that like almost walked by and it totally just derailed my thought. No, yeah, I think people should be encouraged to keep going. Don't quit. Don't give up. Just do it, like the Nike guy. That clip that you see, just like just do it. Yeah. Basically, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't think that you're not good enough, because you're way better than you think you are. And so say you're doing a YouTube channel and you don't feel like people have any interest in what you would have to say, that is just not true. Obviously, perfect the craft, learn the skill, but there are new people starting businesses every week, new people starting YouTube channels, or joining YouTube every week. So you're gonna have an audience on YouTube. There's always gonna be people that are gonna be wanting to watch, and there's always gonna be a business that will hire you. So don't ever think that like the market's too saturated or that you're just not good enough, because that is just not true.
Right.
It's a mind game, and you have to get over some of those hurdles to get to a point where you're like, you know what, I can do this and succeed at it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like there's a lot of work out there, and there's enough for everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, just get it started, get it going, get those reps in, because it's gonna be good, and it'll be worth it. Yep. And that kind of answered my final question. I was gonna ask, if someone's thinking about quitting now, like what would you tell them? And I think that answers it perfectly. It's just like, don't quit, keep going, get those reps in, and it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's like if you're this is sometimes my mentality. Like if I'm out on a jog or I'm running, I've kind of been getting back into running recently, and it's like I used to run all the time growing up, got out of it for a while, and been getting back into it. And so it's like when you're really tired and you just want to stop, you just want to quit the run, you're just go back to walking.
Yeah.
It's like you're just finding the next point 30 feet ahead and get to that. Like I'm gonna get to that tree, I'm gonna get to that driveway. And you just kind of keep doing that, and before you know it, you got past that 30 feet and you're 120 feet into that part of your run where you just wanted to quit.
Yeah.
And so just keep on going, one step in front of the other, and just don't quit.
That's great. Well, what's kind of next for you?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know. Like for the most part, 2026 for me is like a point where I am just really trying to grow my YouTube channel. And so that's not like a specific job or a specific project necessarily, but it's kind of building that personal brand.
Yeah.
My goal is to it's kind of scary to say it out loud because now I feel like I'm held accountable to you guys, but I would love to be to like 10,000 subs by this summer.
Yeah.
And I'm like still under 5,000, but I've been posting every week on my channel. since July of last year. I've posted a long form video for like, whatever that is, 8 months or 9 months or something, which is crazy. It's a lot of work. And I've seen growth, and I've seen consistent, upward trajectory. And so, really for me, it's just like honing in the YouTube brand, the YouTube side of things. Obviously I'm still working the business, and the business is growing and doing well. I'm excited for some of that throughout this year, but really the big goal in my mind is the YouTube channel, building a platform and a community for people to kind of learn together. Thought about starting like a Patreon or a school, platform where people could, join at like a small fee per month, and I could even coach people or help people learn.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm kind of at that point with my business, or kind of the YouTube channel, where I am treating it like a business, but I've got to take that to the next level.
Yeah.
And just kind of seeing what people are interested in right now. So, I don't know. That's a really long-winded answer for something that I don't exactly know how to answer. Other than YouTube is really the next big
That's
thing
awesome.
for me.
That's awesome. Tell the viewers where they can find you on socials, on YouTube. Yeah.
So on YouTube, just my name, Lucas Wilson. I think the actual handle is Lucas Wilson Official, but Lucas Wilson on YouTube, and then Instagram is Lucas Wilson _official, and those would be like the two main places that you can follow along with what I'm doing. I'm somewhat active on Instagram, not as much as I used to be, but I am there trying to, get more with reels and whatnot. But YouTube is like the main place if you want to follow along, drop a comment.
Definitely follow along. A lot of good stuff there. A lot of good videos. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, man, this is so great. I'll open the app, and it's just like Lucas Wilson posted. I'm like, boop, watch it.
Absolutely.
And I just sit there. I'm like we gotta watch it again.
100%. Give me the watch time.
That's so great.
No, definitely check it out though. Love to have you subscribe, follow along, and just join the community.
Yeah. We're gonna wait for this truck to go by. Dude, this is like a neat little downtown.
Yeah. Newcastle. I like downtown Newcastle.
Yeah.
I think they've decorated this area nicely. I kind of wish it was on like the main drag a little bit, but I do like it.
Yeah.
Every time I come here, I'm like, man, I should just come here to work more often.
I can't wait till Lucas has an office in this downtown.
Dude, I would love to have a studio space. Second story in one of these buildings or something. That'd be perfect.
That'd be great. Well, hey, thanks so much for tuning in to the episode. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at the Right Over Podcast. And Lucas Wilson, it was an honor having you.
It's good to be here.
Thanks for coming along.
Thanks for having me on. It was good to be part of the show.
Yeah, that's the Right Over.